back to another stream. Hope you're all doing well and having a wonderful, beautiful, amazing day today, and welcome back to the neighborhood. Really quick, I'm not gonna say it multiple times because that's repetitive, but I didn't put any makeup on today because last night when I was taking it off, I accidentally scratched myself like here and then on my eyelid, and it still hurts really bad. If I look shiny, it's because of my moisturizer. There's no visible scratch there, but it's been like hurting, so I'm not gonna put makeup on that. But with that said, let me go ahead and mute the game, and then I'm gonna turn on the lo-fi, so please give me a second, and then whenever it's on, let me know how the volume is so I can adjust it if needed. Okay, so muting the game. It might be awkwardly silent for just a moment. Okay, there we go. It should be off. Turn desktop audio on, and then... Oops, wrong song. It put on shuffle even though I said not to do that. There we go. Okay. Let me know how the volume is. I'm gonna go ahead and move over to the live screen because I don't want like my face being on the big screen at the moment for a super long time. But yeah, let me know how the volume is. I'm just gonna do a super chill lo-fi stream today. I kind of just decided because I want to have a couple of different series that I consistently do with the couple of stream times that I have per week. I want one of them to be Happy Home Paradise, and I want to play it periodically and eventually get to the point where I've decorated for every single villager. Oh, so yeah, I did get Portia on my island. If you were not here at yesterday's stream, I didn't end up finding puddles like I wanted to, but I did get Portia, so that was really fun. Let me say hello to everyone before I get too distracted. Hello Shiver, hello Zach, hello Captain Price, hello Talos, hello Sidef, welcome in. Hope everybody's doing good. I don't think I need to bring like anything with me really, right? I don't think so. But yeah, please let me know ideally sooner rather than later, so that way I can adjust the volume if needed, because I don't want it to be like obnoxious, but I don't want it to be too quiet either. Most importantly, you need to be able to hear it, but also my voice needs to be louder than the music. It's been forever since I've done a lo-fi stream. Like, it's kind of nice. I used to do them like all the time. It's still funny to me, by the way. I mean, it's kind of cut off now that I'm on like the live stream with the little poster behind me with the Stars tarot card. It always looks like it says the rats whenever it's backwards, but like I can't help that, because if I flipped it the other way, then I would be backwards. So that's not good. Tomorrow's your birthday? Well, happy early birthday. Also, did you see the thing I sent in Discord last night? I was like, I love your pet dinner, because it was sent in the pets channel. I wasn't mad at you, by the way. It was just really funny to me. You know what? I didn't do it either, Shiver. It's fine. We're in the same boat together. If you're not in the Discord server, an update about the Stardew Valley copy. So it got delayed last night because we had really, really intense weather. Like, we had a really severe storm paired with apparently a small tornado that touched down somewhere. I personally did not see it, but other people, like, you know how if you have the Ring doorbell thing, how there's like a neighborhood tab? There was somebody in the neighborhood tab that was saying that they had seen it touch down. I don't know, but it was really wild. So it delayed a lot of people's packages last night that had ordered mail, and that included mine. But it's out for delivery now, and I, technically speaking, could have done that and like played it today, but I would have been ridiculously late for the stream, and in my mind, the priority was starting on time and not waiting for a specific game to get here whenever I had a backup option. So we're doing lo-fi Happy Home Paradise today. We're just gonna vibe, we're gonna decorate, hang out with each other, and then some point next week there will be a Stardew Valley stream. I don't know which day of the week that will be. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling and how the week goes, but there will regardless be a Stardew stream. Are you sure? I haven't unmuted. Are you sure? It says that it's on. You should be able to hear it. Can anybody else hear it? Hold on. That's my new priority. Okay, well, thank you for saying something. Okay, let me try something. Well, that's annoying. Okay, I went ahead and I paused the song itself. Let me retry something. Mute and unmute. Okay. That's fixed. Hold on. Oh, I see what the problem was. Okay, well, thank you for pointing that out early before I did the whole stream like that. The song was already playing for like almost 4 minutes, so I've unpaused it mid-song, but you should be able to hear it now. Try again. Can you hear it? I think I fixed it. It should be fixed. And most importantly, thank you for not letting me go my entire stream like that, because I would have been mortified. It's still going to be kind of quiet either way because my voice needs to be louder than the song. But you should be able to hear it now. Yes, absolutely. Please be sure to like the stream. And thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. And you can hear it. Okay, can anybody else hear it? Just checking. I still haven't fixed my character's hair. So you know what? We got a bob going on, but it's okay. I'm sorry that you missed part of the song, though, because it wasn't playing at first. It's my bad. Basically, there's a tab on Streamlabs that lists like your sources, things like if you have any specific pictures or overlays on your screen. It's like where your camera and your mic go, etc. And there's a tab that, for me, it's labeled Spotify, but it's technically desktop audio. And I had like the eye icon clicked where it's like you click on that and that way it doesn't like show up on screen. I accidentally had that hidden and I didn't really realize, so that would be why you couldn't hear it at first, but it's fixed now. Ooh, I just thought of a really fun Animal Crossing type of question. Before I get super into the gameplay, give me a moment to type this. Okay, this will be fun. Hello, it's Eli. Welcome to the stream. It's very quiet. I can turn it up a little bit. I just don't want it to be louder than my voice. Here, I'll turn it up a little bit more. I turned it up just a tiny bit. Let me know how that is. Oops, made a typo there. Oops, I did not mean to capitalize an extra letter. Okay, so out of these 4 options, which Animal Crossing job would you rather work? Like if hypothetically you were in Animal Crossing and it was real, which of those jobs would you want to work? That's better? Okay. Thank you for pointing it out. It was a long time ago, but I did I think it was Disney Dreamlight Valley. I was streaming Disney Dreamlight Valley that day. And I went the whole stream not knowing that nobody could hear my lo-fi music. So it was just me talking and then silence in the background. And it was really embarrassing. Okay, so for my outfit, I kind of want to have something a little ridiculous. Something fun but ridiculous. I don't want to spend forever on this. There's actual decorating that needs to be done, but I can't help it. I want it to look nice. Perfect. I almost put with, wait, did I put, I don't think I put Timmy and Tommy as an option with working with them. No, I didn't, okay. I think for me, I would probably pick the Roost too, just because I've technically already worked in food service, and while somewhere with coffee isn't like food, it's with drinks, it's adjacent enough that I would probably pick it up the quickest. I'd like to work at Happy Home Paradise because I love interior design. I feel like the idea of it would sound really fun to me, but the only reason I would decline that is I feel like I would feel too pressured. Like, I feel like I would not do well mentally in that kind of setting. I wish there was a way where I could like continually add more poll options. That still really bothers me that they haven't added that yet. And I'm sure it's not just me either. I'm sure other people want to have more options as well. I forgot, for whenever you already have Eloise on your island, not like Happy Home Paradise, but on your personal island, who else shows up? Because Eloise is like the default starting villager on here. But if you already have her, doesn't somebody else show up? I don't remember who it is. And this is also like, I think, did I say this yesterday? For my plans about it? I don't know if I did, but just in case I didn't, this isn't gonna be intended to be like a huge speed run. Like, I want to like legitimately take my time and make things look nice. So I've done speed runs before, and that's just me like putting down all the essentials that they require for something, maybe a couple of other things if I feel like it, but it would be like really rushed normally. I want to actually take my time with this. Hello, Rich, welcome in. Right, she looks like a yellowy reading nook. Well, I guess technically doesn't have to be yellow. I just like associate her with the color yellow because of how she looks. Maybe I wasn't fully paying attention, but I think for the part where you choose where the house goes, either I was not paying attention and I clicked too fast, which I wouldn't be surprised. I do tend to button mash sometimes without really thinking, or just chose this one. Either way, it's not a huge deal. Sometimes I'm pickier about the locations for the houses, but other times it's not as really important to me. I will be more careful for the other houses though. I pretty much know how to do all of this. I'm just going a little bit slower for Nico's dialogue anyways, so that way I can make sure that I don't miss something that I could have forgotten, because it's been a while. You're good? Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that you're good. I still feel like I look really oily. I swear it's just my moisturizer. Maybe I need to get a different one. I feel like this one might be a little bit too greasy. Hi, Rich. You can't choose where Eloise lives. She decides for us. We can choose after Eloise. Okay, got it. Because I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if it was me skipping past choosing where the house is. I just press buttons way too fast sometimes. Okay. This is one of those scenarios where I wish I had visited a Treasure Island already, so that way I'd have more like cataloged furniture to work with. I don't like how all the dots are blinking at me. Stop. I like both these. I can't remember. Is there a certain point where we can do the feature wall? I don't think we can do it right away, can we? I don't feel like we can. I wish I could put the books like on top of the shelf just to make it look like a bit lived in, a bit messier. Those books will go somewhere else in a second. Wrong button. Oh no, that's a dresser. I like how she's clapping for it anyways. Like I deleted it immediately and she was still clapping. That over there. Oh, that bugs me. Oh, wrong thing. But look at that. It's like not fully touching the wall. That really irritates me. But you know what? It's fine. Not a big deal. I can put the books on top of that, right? Okay, cool. Perfect. I like this so far. It's like a little reading nook in the corner, but then we need to fill out the space a little bit more. Could I technically leave it like that? Yes, but I don't think that I should. They're unlocked later. Okay, gotcha. Imagine if we all went and shake trees and just furniture falls down like an Animal Crossing. I would be, you know what? I don't know what I would do. I was trying to come up with like a clever answer, but genuinely, I have no idea what I would do in that situation. What would you guys do? I have like a little shelf over here for some of her personal items. Make it look a little lived in. I don't really have a bigger TV, otherwise I would put it above on the wall. Or actually, is there the bigger TV yet? No, okay. In that case... see how these look. Two sets of extra books up there. I might change the colors so that way they match this little stack of books. Or wait, let me see what color options that has. I don't feel like she would read comics. I'll just keep it on the literature option. I have issues with the partition walls not fully touching each other. That aggravates me so much. There's so many little things like that that irritate me too. And part of me wonders if maybe it's like a coding related thing or it's just like kind of a pain to resolve. There's a lot of niche complaints that I feel like the Animal Crossing community has. And I feel like either Nintendo doesn't care enough to fix them or they just legitimately can't. Because I know that they see that. There's no way they don't. I'll back it up a little bit so that way there's space for a coffee table, but she can still like get around everything. And then what can I put that's small on the table that'll look good? Of course, I've got to do the yellow one. It's not the same type of yellow, which kind of irritates me, but whatever. It's close enough. Hello, Anthony. Welcome in. I'll put a couple of these up. Move that one. And then I feel like there needs to be something by the door because it's still a little bit empty back there. But I like how this looks so far. I really do. Move that up a little bit, and then what else? There's a little something that's missing here, but I can't figure out what it is yet. Imagine just put a toilet in the corner, and that's what I called it for completion. Just put a toilet. Is there a white pot for this? Yes, there is. Okay, cool. Put these by the door. You can move, Eloise. I really just yeeted her across the room. Truly. I'm gonna change these to the navy blue ones. I feel like it matches the other book stacks better. I feel like this is good. I covered all the basics. Technically, I kept the room small, but you know what? It's fine. I feel like with some of the decor themes... Oh, wait. I don't like how this one has the dish clinking noises. I forgot to take this one off. I'm skipping it. Do you guys ever listen to lo-fi and it has like dish clinking sounds and it just bothers you? Because me too. So far, the poll says, let me see. Ooh, okay, so 3 of the options are tied. One says Happy Home, or not one says, I know what it says. Correction. Happy Home Paradise Decorator, working with the museum, and working with the Able Sisters are all tied at 17%, and the Roost is winning by 50%. I'll leave that on there for a little bit longer, and then whatever wins, I'll put it up against like the hotel, working with Timmy and Tommy. We'll see. Ooh, just for a chaotic option, maybe the 4th one for that could be working with Red. Because I just feel like he's one of the most chaotic NPCs that we have. Are there any other job options that I'm overlooking? Like in this hypothetical thing? I feel like there is, or I'm just overthinking it. What could I be overlooking here? Because I feel like I am. I don't know. that's gonna really irk me until I figure it out. No wasps, just furniture. In real life, though, if we were all doing that, we would definitely run into some wasps sometimes. Speaking of that, whenever it's the summertime, wherever you happen to be from, do you guys get wasps really bad in the summer? Because we do. We get them other times of year too, but they're especially really rampant in the summer. It's really not a fun time. Like in my old house before we moved, we especially got them bad there because the house was a lot older. It had like foundation related issues and whatnot. So the wasps would get in through like certain window areas. They would obviously get in through a door if you left it open for too long. That's just unfortunate. Or they'd get in like just through the foundation somehow. It was so bad. That, and then because we had like brownish colored carpet, they would blend in with the carpet if they got in the house, and you might even step on them sometimes. I stepped on one barefoot once and like the stinger underneath one of my toes. That was horrible. We really don't have issues with them. I'm so happy for you then, genuinely, because they're horrible. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard once that apparently wasps can track and memorize faces. So like if you hurt one of their little wasp friends, they'll remember you and they'll seek you out for revenge. You in particular. Like, that's so scary. Aw, Maple. I feel like Maple's one of those villagers that's like generally very well loved across the community. Like even if she's not necessarily your personal favorite, I feel like people usually like or tolerate her. Reese and Cyrus and Leaf weed service maintenance. Ooh, yeah, there is that. Thank you. I felt like I just wasn't considering one. Hank is another one of those builders that I feel like is very underrated. I'm running all the way over here because I swear, wasn't there, or can't you get message in a bottles on Happy Home Paradise? Or did I make that up? I feel like you should be able to. I just had to go and check, but isn't that a thing? I don't think I get wasps either, but I did hear you can put a paper bag next to your house to trick wasps and think that the house is already taken by another colony. I genuinely might try that because we get them so bad. And I know it's like, well, at least for a lot of us, it's still like semi-cold. It's not like freezing here anymore. It's like just occasionally kind of chilly. But we're already approaching the season where the wasps come back and I'm not looking forward to it. So noted, I'll try that. Did you say snake or cake? I don't think I said either. Yes, you can. Apple wants a home filled with apples. He wants to be surrounded by the very fruit that inspired her existence. I feel like with Maple's house, because it's like supposed to be like a cozy bear type of home, very literally because she is a bear and she requested to have bears. I feel like hers needs to be in like a foresty area. Hi Lexi, how are you? I'm good, how are you? Aside from what I did to my eyeball last night, I'm good. No, you're good. Sometimes I feel like when I get really into whatever I'm going on a tangent about, I do talk a little bit fast. So it's plausible that you misheard me. Don't worry about it. It's okay. This one is a bit too much space, in my opinion, for what Maple wants. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Apple scares me. I love her. It's Judy that scares me. I talk fast too, might be a neurodivergent thing. I've noticed that like whatever it is that I'm talking about, whether it's like a negative subject, positive subject, or a neutral subject, if I get really into whatever I'm saying, immediately, subconsciously, my voice goes a lot faster, and I don't mean to do it, it just happens. Does anybody know if that's a neurodivergent thing? Because it could be. I'll leave the poll up for a little bit longer, so if you wanted to vote on that one, I will go ahead and do that within the next couple of minutes, and then whenever I end that, I'll do the part 2 for it because there's other options. Whatever wins is going to be an option again, so that way you can still vote for it if you prefer that one. I also talk fast. DIY bottles are later after Nico wants supplies. Oh, gotcha. I was going to say, I swear I remembered them being a thing. I like the foresty wall, but I don't feel like that's necessarily what I want to go for with her. I feel like cabin vibes are more of what I want. I don't know, let me see what that looks like. I might change my mind. I don't know. I don't really feel like that's what I want with her. But she did say she wanted a bungalow. No, I'm gonna go for cutesy bear vibes, and then I can literally change it anytime if I want to. It is not that deep. So I can make that pink. Even better, okay. What other furniture can I make pink for her? We have her essentials. I don't think she necessarily needs or wants a reading nook, but I do feel like a little food area would be cozy. I talk fast and I've had people to tell me to slow down. I don't like consistently talk fast. It's just like whenever I get really into whatever I'm saying. Whenever I'm not as into what I'm saying, I feel like I talk a little bit slower. What about you guys? Do you feel like you're kind of like a mix of both? Do you feel like you talk a lot like really, really fast, or do you feel like you talk a lot slower in general most of the time? I swear I thought there was a pink version for this couch. The white works too, I just thought that there was a different option. That little tent I will probably put outside. I think I might make this into like a cozy little tea corner. The bears will probably stay over here, at least for now. I think they will. Maybe I might add this. Let me see how that looks with the white wood. My worm design from whenever I was working on my new island. Never mind, I'm not gonna do that. Try the white birch, see how that looks. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet, but it will go over here for now, and then I can delete it in a moment if I don't want it anymore. You want accent walls on home 3. Bear picnics are cute. I want like the interior of her house to be like very like cutesy, feminine, cozy bear vibes, but on the outside I'm gonna make it like more like foresty, bungalow, camping type of vibe, because I feel like that's a good mix of what she wanted. Hello Hannah, welcome in. Actually, I've already changed my mind. I don't want that anymore. Changed my mind immediately. But what could I put on that? Because I feel like that's too big of a table. Get rid of both of these. I will do this instead. That's better. That matches the vibe better. Okay. No, well, that's too close. And then we don't have the big TV yet, but I still feel like it'd be fun to have like the tiny TV over here for her. I wanted to have that face a different way at first, but now I feel like that might not work the way that I wanted it to. I forgot to see if I could change the coloring on that. Let me, oops. No, I'll check in a moment. I feel like I don't have a ton of options right now for like particular chairs. I mean, the ranch one is there and that's nice, but I feel like there's overall not a ton of options right now. I don't know how I want to angle this, but I want this to be like a little tea nook over here. Okay, so there's not a small ranch side table yet. Well, that changes everything. Okay, maybe this can't go as like cutesy as I wanted it to. I mean, technically it is supposed to be like a bungalow camping kind of deal, so I should probably lean more towards that anyways. The clay pot looks like a honey pot. Wait, where is it? Let me see. Well, actually, that's not going to be on here because that's something I have to craft, is it not? I just thought about something. So we have the bear cap, right? Imagine if I put the bear costume in her house because she likes bear stuff and she's also a bear. And then she put it on. That would be bearception. Would that look weird with all the pink? Maybe not. This one's a little bit harder to me right now for some reason. I don't know what else I want to put in here because this isn't quite right. There's something missing from it. I feel like that helps fill out the space a little bit. But wait, is this? No, that's not even, I don't think. There's probably not a way for me to make this even. Well, that's really irritating. I'm gonna go ahead and pause to take down the poll. Okay, so most of you said working at the roost. So here is part 2, that poll. So we'll put at the roost again. With red. Timmy and Tommy. It's doing one of the dish sound effects again, I'm sorry. What's the other one I wanted to do? Oh yeah, I got it. Okay, so poll should pop up in a moment. Oh wait, I think that was one of the required items. Let me put that back. Oopsies. Sorry, Maple. I guess I'm just really stumped here. What can I do bed-wise? Maybe that'll help. Okay, there's a ranch bed. Cool. That means it'll match. Turn that. Okay. I mean, it's very basic in here, but I feel like that's enough for now. I do want to put stuff on the walls though, because I feel a little bit too empty. What can go on the walls that would look good? And that would also make sense. I already have the cork board. No, that does not fit anywhere. I'm not gonna do that. Do you guys care about the dish type sound effects at all that are in this particular song? So I can skip it. I just forget which ones have it because there's so many, so it's really hard to keep track. I couldn't decide what to put on the wall, so I'm just gonna fill out the space down here a little bit more instead. Perfect. All right, so this is her house for now. And then we'll go outside and decorate. I did realize though, I didn't do it for the exterior for Eloise, so whoops, it's fine. Right, just make her whole house wasp themed. Perfect. And then you don't mind it. Okay, is anybody bothered by it? Because I am more than happy to change it. There's like, I think 6 hours worth of songs on this playlist. So there's more than enough to cycle through. Oh no, that's not, I didn't want to go that far. Or I forget, let me like work on the actual house. And then what looks better, here's something that bothers me a lot with Happy Home Paradise. So you see, like, this is supposed to be the pink rustic door, right? More like a warm salmony pink, which like isn't a bad thing. But if you look at the pink on the exterior like house part, Those pinks do not match. What is it with Animal Crossing and wanting to say like, here, this is pink, this is also pink, and they're all supposed to be for decorating the same type of building like a house, but we're not gonna make them the same pink and then it's gonna look ridiculous. I don't get it. That will suffice for now. What about colors for this? How does that look? That's too bright. Okay. Remember, you can change the bridge too. Oh yeah, thank you for the reminder. You don't know what bothers me? The fact that you cannot align a building to a path. There's so many details that irk me, such as that in Animal Crossing. In fact, if everybody here had to put one complaint in chat about something that bothers them in Animal Crossing, what would your complaint of choice be? This is one that bothers me too. I just made this like the smaller version of the tree, right? To make it look realistic, to have different growth levels. If this is already teeny tiny, why can't I just put this back here? How rude. How dare you? And then of course, it can't go in the corner. It has to like be all up in the middle. If Maple was a content creator, what would her videos be on? I feel like she would be on Book Talk. Like if she had a TikTok, I feel like she'd be on Book Talk, which like if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's just like the subcategory of people on TikTok that really like reading and talk about book recommendations and whatnot. I feel like that's what she would do. She'd do like book related stuff. And maybe the occasional like wellness video. I'm not gonna like drown the area in flowers, but I do want to add like some, just to make it look a little bit more natural. And I'm also probably gonna put them in really random areas. I'm gonna go with the wooden bridge. I know I technically need to craft the swing bench item. It's a craftable, but... Excuse me, I thought that I could already have it on here to use since I've crafted it before. How rude. I don't have a ton of options to work with right now, so I don't know what else I can really add at the moment. I mean, maybe some bushes. Get like 4 of those and put them by the house. Put one on the other side to match. Now we have some nice, beautiful nature. Those flowers there. Okay, it's coming together. It is really unfortunate that there's not like a lot to work with right away. I got another one. You have to delete mail one at a time, which gets annoying when you haven't played the game in months. You know how like if you use Gmail for your email address, you know how if there's like a bunch of stuff that you want to delete to clear out at once that you can free up space, you can like type in a keyword. Like if you've been browsing houses, you could type in the word Zillow and you can then click like the little checkbox and it'll highlight all the Zillow related emails and then you can delete them all at once. Something like that for the emails in Animal Crossing would be really nice. Maple feels like she would be an Animal Crossing creator, which makes cozy cottagecore islands and speed builds. If there was like an Animal Crossingception type thing and she could do that, I absolutely agree. The DIY furniture isn't added until like the 25th house. That's really irritating. Well, there's not a ton that I can do then, but I still feel like this is fine. And can't you go back to the different houses and like work on them again if you want to? right? Oh yeah, the campfire. That's one thing I didn't consider. Okay, well, I know I just went inside, but let me go back outside just to add that. So far on the poll, it says nobody's voted for Timmy and Tommy. Nobody wants to work with Timmy and Tommy. That's funny to me. Do I even have the campfire yet? Actually, I guess I could have added this stuff too. I'll find a spot for those in a second and I'll change their color. I don't think I have the campfire yet unless I've missed it. Oh wait, no, I did. I did miss it. I have the cookware version. I can change that, right? Yes, okay. That's not ideally the color that I would want for it, but you know what? It's fine. And then I'll get like a little log stool to put by it, because that way it'll look like a natural little spot to sit. There. Now that looks a little more complete. Now we're going back inside. Super unrelated, but I just thought about something and now I feel like I need to talk about it. So has anybody here, and even if you don't watch it at all anymore, that's totally fine, but have you ever heard of or seen Ghost Adventures? Because I just like remembered how Zach Bagans always says super dramatically in the beginning, there are things in this world that we may never fully understand. Like, it's so unnecessarily dramatic. I haven't seen it in forever, but the only reason I would watch it before is because it was always so dramatic. So dramatic. I haven't been taking pictures. But part of me, like, doesn't really want to. Can't you decline? Or at least after the first time whenever they make you do it for, like, a tutorial? I forgot, which one do I click to move her? You know what? It's fine. That'll work. I can go back and change it later, can't I? Ghost Adventures sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen it. It's basically just like this group of guys that go around to different places that are allegedly haunted, and they do different investigative methods. Like, well, first of all, there's interviews. Like, if it's like a public building, like maybe like a bar or something somewhere, they'll talk to the bar owners and get the history of the place, see what they know, and then go back later, probably in like the middle of the night, with different tools that they have to investigate the spirits. And whether or not it's real, I just think it's funny because of how dramatic they are about it. Another thing I hate about this game is having to wait until the next day for everything. Simultaneously, while I do get really annoyed by that too, I guess like I understand, because I think it's just meant to like try to force players to take their time with it and play it as intended, but also there's a good chunk of us that just time travel, so. While I do want us to play as intended, I feel like at the same time, if they really cared that much about people not time traveling, they'd find a way to stop you from doing it. Just realistically. Oh, the left stick down, okay. Well, noted for next time. I mean, at least it wasn't a bad picture, just Maple and I were both in it, but it shows the house. Interior, that is. I was trying to see if my Stardew Valley copy got delivered today, but it did not. At some point today, just not yet, I guess. I think it's a couple hours away still. I time travel, but what bothers me is it shouldn't make you wait until the next day to demolish something. I guess that's fair. Out of curiosity, who in chat has a Switch 2 and or do you still have like your standard Switch or like your OLED depending on what model you have? I have my Zelda OLED still. And I think I've said this before, I'll eventually get a Switch 2. I'm not in a hurry because it's expensive. You heard that was my knuckles. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot how it said I was supposed to go there because I wasn't fully paying attention. And I just kind of guessed, so I guess I was right the first try. It's my OG Switch from May 2020. I still would have kept my old one because I liked having two Switches. It was nice to be able to have two different islands. But the other one, I've talked about it a million times before, but that one got corrupted data-wise, and then I had to sell it. So that was unfortunate. That I was also sad about it because that specific Switch, it was an early enough model. I never really tried it, but because the serial number that was on it, there was like a 50-50 chance about whether or not I could make it like a spicy modded Switch or not. I have a Switch 2. Since, like, I don't know how long you've had it for, but would you say you feel like it's worth the purchase so far? While I'm here, I might like work on the outside a little bit because I feel bad that I forgot to do it the first time around. Oh, NPCs and Animal Crossing are yappers. Truly, especially blathers if you ask about a certain fish or bug or something. Switch Lite, know the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Speaking of, that's another game I want to get a hard copy of because I had Violet, but I had the digital version and I want a hard copy. I'm not in a hurry though, but eventually I'll get it. Do it from this angle? No, that's far away. You know what? That will suffice for now. Hello, Nick. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, my hair was bothering me. I know to fix it. There we go. Sorry. I wanted to decorate, but fine. I'll go back later. I think this was supposed to just be like a photo shoot trip, or I just missed the instruction on how to start decorating again there. But you know what? It's fine. It's not that deep. I'm working on an abandoned forest town. What bridge should I use for my entrance? I'm thinking the wooden bridge. I feel like the suspension bridge, I know it's like, it might be considered kind of basic, but I feel like considering your theme, I feel like it matches the vibe the best. That or the wooden bridge. Maybe they'll put some Pokemon games on sale for Pokemon Day on February 27th. Maybe. If you were to add mini games in the next Animal Crossing, but make it more intriguing to get new players to play it, what would it be? That is a really good question. I'm gonna base this off of the concept of like, if you didn't play New Leaf, basically Tortimer Island was, you would talk to Cap'n to be able to get to Tortimer Island. You'd pay like a little fee. It wasn't that bad. I think it was like 1,000 bells or something. I don't really remember. But you would pay the fee, he would take you to Tortimer Island, and then you could either just go fishing, catch bugs and whatnot, do basic nature-y things outside, or you could play mini games, win medals, and then use the medals to buy stuff in the little gift shop. So basing it off of that kind of concept for how to access the mini games to begin with, I feel like a really fun one would be Capture the Flag, and I know that you would need multiple players for it, but that's where the online play would come in. Because you could do online play on Tortimer Island, so you would enable online play to do it. But Capture the Flag, I think, would be fun. What else? Let me think about that, because that's a really good question. Look at her face! Her hair always reminds me of Caroline from Stardew Valley. I feel like just having straight up obstacle courses would also be fun. I imagine that Nintendo would probably, if that was a thing hypothetically, they would probably be randomly generated so that way like they were different every time and they could maybe get progressively harder. And maybe the more of the obstacle course or courses that you complete in that round, you could get more of whatever you earn. Kind of like how in New Leaf it was the medals. So whatever the prize is, like the more you complete, the more of the prize that you get. I want to think of like one more, but I'm not sure what else there would be. I don't know. But those are my two ideas. I want to give her like a small-ish kind of yard, but I want it to end up being really colorful. Part of me feels like though maybe like a colorful beachside house would be fun for her. I don't know. But if I do that, I could also do this one. There could be like a bunch of really pretty trees behind her, and it could be like this sort of beachy house. But then again, what do I have outside that could fit the beach? I'll go with this one down here so that way there's a bit of where to go. I just had it. Where did it go? It was a different one. Okay, there. I'll go with that one so that way there's a bit of grass and a bit of beach. Hi everyone, gotta go for now, but just stopping in. No worries, Nuggy. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you. A decorating minigame where you have to recreate the build. Ooh, maybe it shows it to you for like, let's say, for example, like you got like 15 seconds to look at it, just for the example. You look at it for that allotted amount of time, and then you have to recreate it from memory as best you can within like a certain time frame. That would be fun. Like a memory game. That still hurts. I don't even know what I did to it.
I'm not very good with people.
I forgot that one of the lo-fi songs has like talking in it. That scared me. I was like, who is that? Who's talking to me?
Depression creeps up on you quietly.
No. All right, cool. We're slowly unlocking more options. That's super helpful. I didn't want that as an accent wall. I wanted it as the actual wall. Thank you. What floors could match this? She clearly likes the color green, so I think that it's only fair that I give her a lot of green. This will be like the main boy area in the corner. And then what furniture could match that? I feel like this for a closet is very fitting considering what her theme is. Oh, that's cute. That might end up sticking out too much. Let me see about doing the orange version. Need some actual furniture, so let's see here. Ooh, this would probably be a good idea. Move the closet out of the way. Put this back here. Maybe I'll put that by the toys. It's not a toy chest, but I feel like the color pattern on it makes it look like it could be a toy chest. I love a city version of New Horizons. It's so funny because there already is like a city version of Animal Crossing, but that one is so much older now that honestly, if they revisited that but made sure to like spruce it up some, I wouldn't mind it because I loved Animal Crossing City Folk. Like, I know it wasn't a favorite for a lot of people. I'm just honestly a little bit biased about it because it was so nostalgic and it was such a huge part of my childhood. But if they like revisited that, added some new things to it so that way it was a bit fresher, I feel like that could still do really well. In fact, who here played Animal Crossing City Folk? I love an abandoned town that we have to build up. It would be very interesting for Nintendo to remake Animal Crossing game, excuse me, with the decoration terraforming from New Horizons. Literally, both of your messages like that, just put that idea in my head. If they were to revisit like the concept of city folk, but again, you know, add some new things and kind of refresh it a bit. So that way it's not just like a blatant copy, because I'm sure people would not be happy about that. I wouldn't mind it, but I know a lot of people would be upset, which is understandable. But if they did that and then added all the customization concepts and features that we have from New Horizons into it, that would be amazing, in my opinion. I would love that. If you didn't play City Folk, I'll try to sum this up. So basically, instead of having an island, you would have a town. And you wouldn't get to choose your... Actually, wait, I don't remember. Can you? No, I don't... Yeah, you didn't get to choose your map, but you could like repetitively refresh it until you got a map that you liked. Once you got settled in after like the initial stuff with talking to Tom Nook, because you'd have to like briefly work for him for a while to help pay off the initial house. You'd work for him for a little while, but eventually you could go to the bus stop. You could say, yes, I want to take the bus. You wouldn't have to pay anything. You would just select that you wanted to go on the bus, and then Happen would take you to the city, and there were a ton of different stores. There was a movie theater, and that was how you unlocked reactions. That was super, super cool. So the movie theater, you had the Gray Series store, you had, let me see what else was there. You would go there to see Kicks, so that way he could change your shoes. You wouldn't buy the shoes necessarily, but you would pay a little fee for him to shine them, and he would change the shoes. You had Shampoodles there. You had Red there at a really sketchy looking corner of the city. You had Katrina. I feel like I'm missing something and I'm not remembering what it is. There's definitely something that I'm not thinking of, but you get the idea. I thought it was super cool. I personally adored City Folk. I mean, but imagine City Folk with terraforming. I'm telling you, that would be revolutionary. I would love that. Little corner rug just for all the toys. That's the play area, but there needs to be something else, because this is like a still mostly empty space, and I don't like that. I think I'm gonna get rid of that because I don't like how it feels against everything else. It's a good way to have people who never played City Folk like me to play in a new modern way. Exactly. I totally see what you mean. I did hear that Zipper T Bunny first appearance was in City Folk. Also, this reminded me, Lexi, I got a recommendation to Tamagotchi Life. When you play the game, what Mies would you add to the save file? I haven't really thought about what Mies that I want to make. I've like, well, actually, no, I have thought about it technically. What I meant was that I haven't like affirmatively decided. Does Rossetti dig up flowers? I don't remember him doing that, but I do remember him being like sassy, not like mean necessarily, but very sassy, which is what Animal Crossing needs. Like, we still need some flavor with the NPCs, you know? I'm gonna make a poll about that in a moment whenever I'm done with the current one. In fact, I'm gonna leave the current one up for a little bit longer and then I'll take it down. And then I'll add like a little bed for her, and that will be enough for right now. Actually, I'm gonna put something else in the corner because I feel like that's more of an outdoorsy item. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. And is there anything that I could put on the walls just to spice it up a little bit? So I'm gonna put these all around the room. Yes, you can put flowers and furniture into storage, just not trees and shrubs. Wait, now I'm mixing it up. Are we thinking of different games? Are we thinking of City Folk? Right now, are we thinking of something else? Because now I'm confused. Okay, I really like this. I feel like this is perfect for what she wanted. Now we just need to go outside. Maybe that's why I love sisterly villagers so much, because they're so sassy. Same with me and snooty villagers. I love snooty villagers. Okay, yeah. I just got a little bit confused, Megs, because we were talking about like 2 different Animal Crossing games at once. Ooh, I like the mum wreath. That's pretty. As for the outdoors stuff, once again, I'm gonna add one of these like I did for Maple, because it's just super cute. I do wish that I could put it by the house. It kind of bothers me that you can't, but it's okay. I'll put it on the beach. I want to make like an entire row of these. Make them all different colors though. And then what else? I have beef with 3.0. I wish they would change. Wait, oh, you wish they would change what? And of course we need the elephant slide. That's definitely a given. This front spot is like a little outdoor play area, but I feel like I'll need to add more. And I do still want to add some flowers. I just haven't done that yet. I feel like that in front of her house is very, very suitable. And we should add bulk customization. It's interesting that they added the bulk crafting finally, but they didn't add the bulk customization. It's funny thinking about putting a sandbox when there's actual sand over here. I'm still gonna put it though, but it makes more logical sense to have it on the grass. Now, is there any other actual furniture I want to add before I get to the plants? I don't think so. flowers. A couple of red tulips for pops of extra color, even though there's plenty of color everywhere already. Let's see here. Okay, cool. She can walk through that. I know like the trees kind of block this a little bit, but it's okay. I like how it looks. I want more bulk buying at Abel's. So the villagers on your island don't acknowledge the hotel or even communicate with the hotel guests, but they wave at them sometimes, but don't actually talk to them or to me about the hotel. I still haven't gotten to that point yet because I only have a couple of stream times per week and I mainly play the game on stream to make sure that I avoid burnout. So I haven't really encountered it yet, but I imagine that I would be annoyed by that. While that's playing the little cutscene to show off her house, I'm gonna handle the poll. Would you do Slumber Island with viewers? I honestly haven't really thought about that yet. I don't really have a solid answer that I can give you at the moment. I already went over the character limit. Oops. Okay, I need to figure out how to minimize the customization. Not the customization. Minimize the characters that I used. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm trying to minimize the characters that I used for this. So when I put CF on here, that means city folk. Okay, I think I figured out how I can do that. Okay, so I had to backspace part of the question, but basically what I'm asking is if the next Animal Crossing game was like City Folk but had Animal Crossing New Horizons like customization features, I mean like all like the same customization stuff, but like merged into it, would you play it? The part that I backspaced was about with better graphics, and then I realized I could backspace that because I feel like technically speaking, it's implied that the graphics would be better because City Folk is a much older game now, and as you know, games in a franchise continue to come out, they typically have better and better graphics. So the better graphics are implied here. Make sure I didn't make any typos. If you could create a brand new, unique video game that has not been made yet, what would it be? That is something I'd really have to think a long time about because I wouldn't want to blatantly copy anything that already exists out there, especially considering the type of question. I don't really think I have an answer for that right now, but that is a very good question. Wait. Okay, cool. I thought for some reason the picture didn't register. I think a big thing for me is I'm gonna put this out there very honestly. I love New Horizons. Like, I think the whole island thing is wonderful. But part of me at the core, because I played so many of the older games, still loves and prefers the idea of it being a town. But that is purely just out of personal bias, honestly. Like, I really like it. Like, I feel like at the time being, like, with New Leaf in particular, I got my fill with the island concept whenever I'd go to Tortimer Island. If Nintendo ever made an Animal Crossing game that was, like, super similar, almost the exact same thing as City Folk, with going to the city and having all these different store options, that, but with Animal Crossing New Horizons customization features, but then also going to Tortimer Island somehow, all of that combined would be so cool. Oh, and another thing, I don't remember how you would go about doing it. I would have to go and look that up because I genuinely have no recollection for how you did it. I just remember it being a thing. But in City Folk, you could get like a little credit card to use in the city. And I've only ever seen that in City Folk, but that was always so fun to me. BRB, you're good, Megs. Take your time. I'm gonna check really quickly to see how long I've been live for. Okay. By the way, there's no shame if you vote no on the poll. It is purely just like a preference type of question. I just was curious to see what you guys thought. Ooh, she wants like a cozy office. I feel like that'd be fun. I've always loved the coloring for her villager. It's beautiful. And that's a really pretty shade of purple. I would want a game that can play like a game that's inclusive to people with disabilities or people who are blind and hearing impaired, and so anyone can pick up a game and play. Speaking of that, that just kind of inspired like a little idea in my head. So you remember how whenever like the original big like 2.0 update happened with New Horizons, how they added like a handful of new villagers? What if for whatever the new Animal Crossing is, like whenever the next one eventually comes out someday, whenever that happens to be, what if like they did that same thing where they added like at least just a couple of new villagers, but what if one of them had like hearing aids, for example, like visible hearing aids, and maybe some of the others had a couple of other visible disabilities? I feel like that little bit of representation would go such a long way, you know? I don't know how they would need to go about designing that or what details would be best included, because I do not have a visible disability, so I would need to talk with people in those communities, see what they think, get their feedback. Nintendo would probably need to look into that too, so that way it's realistic and it's portrayed accurately. But I feel like the idea of doing that with new villagers would go such a long way. You know what I mean? Hear me out, but even though she wants like a working vacation home, I feel like the interior being cozy but office-like and then having an area to relax outside on the beach would be kind of fun. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm curious though about the credit card thing, because I don't remember how they did that in City Folk. I'm gonna look that up. Okay, so they called it a shopping card, but I called it a credit card, whatever, same thing. It says, is it gonna load? Okay, it says, the shopping card is an item in Animal Crossing City Folk. When in the player's pockets, it can be used to make purchases at Gracie Grace and at the auction house using funds from their savings account. The shopping card can be obtained in a letter from the Bank of Nintendo after the player saves 10,000 bells at the ABD. The card can be reissued at the ABD in the town hall if lost. See, I remembered it being a thing. I just remember how to do it. And the auction house, I guess, was the thing that I was forgetting about. Because I knew that there was another building in the city. I just couldn't remember. I saw someone do a 12-hour stream and they played with blindfolds on for 4 minutes, and that made me realize this game is not meant for people who are blind. It's 2026. Let's make games more inclusive and fun. Absolutely. I agree. And I feel like people doing things like that is really, really important. That is actually very eye-opening. Thank you for putting that in my chat so I could read that. I've never thought to do something like that, but I appreciate the perspective, so thank you for telling me that. I forgot, at what point can I start expanding how big the houses are? Barbie started doing that. I think they made one that has autism so kids with autism feel seen. I saw that. I do not have a copy of that, or not copy, excuse me. That was not the right word. I don't have one, but part of me kind of wants one. I went undiagnosed for a really long time when I was younger. I found out later in life, but I feel like whenever I was a kid, that would have been something that I would have loved had I been diagnosed sooner. I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave the plants there and the trash can there, but that's just where it's gonna go for now until I've decided. Our little work desk over here. Perfect. She still needs an area to sleep though, so what are we gonna do about that? This is where I wish I had a partition wall or like a screen divider so that we could like dictate what area is her work spot and what area is her like sleeping area. Wait, the desktop computer would probably be better than the laptop. I don't know why she wants an office as her vacation home, because vacation is for vacationing, but you do you, Sydney. I'm gonna put down a bunch of these and then we'll find a spot for them in a moment. They're all just items that I want to include, ideally. Ignore how chaotic that looked. All kids deserve to play and have fun no matter what disability they have. Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Maybe not that one. An extra little pop of color. I'll just use the same type of chair that I did in that spot. So I guess the left side is her work area and the right side can be where she relaxes. Sleeping wise, that is. It bothers me that this is supposed to be the white wood, but it's like an off like cream color. And there's not really a ton of bed options for me yet. That's frustrating. I'm happy Nintendo made the new Tamagotchi Life where you can choose your gender, including non-binary, and choose your dating preferences. I thought that that was amazing. I was really, really excited about that. Really. Hello, welcome to the live stream. How do I pronounce your username if you don't mind helping me out, please? Either way, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. I'm sure there's no other bed options that would be more suitable. Or even just like a couch, honestly, because I can also do a nice little hammock outside since I chose a beachy area for her. Eris like Paris. Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much for telling me. I do try to pronounce people's names correctly just because everybody deserves to have their name said properly, you know? Back to the couches. What couches could I choose? Ooh, I want to add this too. Since she wanted an office-y vacation home, which I still do not understand, but you do you, Sydney. I can't wait to watch everyone stream Tamagotchi Life and see what chaos they choose to do. I'm excited for that too, because considering like the type of game that it is, I feel like that's gonna make for so many good stream clips. Like for everybody that chooses to stream it, that's gonna make for good stream clips. It's gonna make for good shorts if anybody wants to do shorts. It's just gonna make for good content overall. I will say though, they apparently added some kind of thing where it's gonna be a little bit harder to take screenshots of it because since there's so many ways you can go about playing, so many people that you can make. I'm not going to name names. This is not the place for it at the moment, but I'm sure your mind thought of something. They're concerned about considering the type of people that you can make on there, that it could make some really out of context stuff look really horrible. So I get that, but it is gonna make it's gonna make creating thumbnails for Tamagotchi Life related content a little bit more annoying. Not impossible, just like kind of aggravating. And then I want to add a rug, and then I feel like that will suffice for in here. You're really pretty. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't wear any makeup today because I accidentally scratched my eyeball last night and it hurts. So thank you. I was not feeling as good about myself today. Sucks that some people have to ruin it for everyone. It does. I do see where Nintendo is coming from with it though, because that's an understandable concern. It looks kind of silly only having the rugs on that side though. Did I add a third one? Just so that way it doesn't look as off. Ooh, and I could add like a little low table. I keep telling myself that I'm done and then I think of another idea. I need to be stopped. Wait, actually, is there a blue version? There is, but it's kind of like a dark blue. You know what? It's fine. Don't need makeup? Well, thank you. You're really sweet. I appreciate that a lot. I do tend to wear it for most streams, though. I'm not going to go on like a huge spiel about it. I'll try to keep it short and sweet because I've talked about it before on my channel. But to sum it up with the whole Kappa thing that's on YouTube, the little like ingrained AI bots that they use on all of their YouTube servers that are in charge of detecting faces to see if there's somebody that's too young in a piece of content, they for years off and on have randomly assumed that I'm young when I'm not. And then it causes a whole other slew of problems. So it caused enough issues to the point where I had to start wearing makeup at least most streams. So that way they don't assume that I'm too young, which is very unfortunate because I'm in my mid-20s. But it is what it is. They want it to be a safe space for everyone. Exactly. Can't film Tomodachi Life clips within the stream software. I don't think it's that. It's something about screenshots specifically. Like, you know, like the little picture button on your Joy-Con? I think it's something like that that's like not gonna work or whatever. I don't fully understand it. You'd have to look into it. I'm kind of concerned that I might be wording it wrong, but it's something about they adjusted the picture sharing features or something. Actually, I don't like that door. I feel like that's too dark. Well, then that's not even the same shade of blue as the roof. And then that's too bright of a white. That looks weird too. Why can't they make them the same shades? This really irritates me. Nintendo, why do you gotta be like that? I love how I was just like siding with them in the understanding of why they're like changing up the picture sharing features. And then I immediately started complaining about something else. Listen, it'd be like that sometimes. What stops someone taking pictures with their phone? I'm sure there's gonna be workarounds. It's just gonna be like annoying. I thought you were 18 to 19. No, I'm 24. I'm getting ready to be 25 in a few months. Thank you, though. That's a very nice compliment. I'm being weirdly picky about the door combos. I need to be stopped. Why can't I just pick a door? What is my problem right now? This is like unnecessarily difficult to choose. Okay, well now that looks funny. Why can't they all be the same shades? There's no reason for me to be stressing over this. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. I feel like I'm gonna spend forever looking at doors if I just don't pick something. I'm gonna go outside to bring Harley in and the snow is melting and everything is all muddy. I'm happy it's melting, but it's gross. Oh yeah, that. We don't really get snow often. I've established that before, but whenever we do get some kind of snow or ice, the melting part is always like nasty. I feel you. Truly. Oh, I can't change the dock right here? That's annoying. That's rude, actually. I'm gonna make it kind of minimalistic out here. I did not mean to put that there, but thank you, Animal Crossing. And of course, this needs to be by the palm tree because that's just the most relaxing. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't really know what else to put out here. Imagine I just put a bunch of toilets. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know what else to put out here because it's just like a patch of sand. I guess I can make like a cozy little area for the campfire, put a couple of seats around it. But other than that, I don't know what else I would put there. This one suits it, okay. I know it's only one villager living at this house, but I just feel like putting more than one seat helps to fill out the space a bit better. I said that and then now I can't access it. Now I have to move one of the chairs. Now I can go back and put the chair back. There we go. How long have I been live for? Okay. I always forget, like, there's like something that he has to tell you, but I always end up like thinking that he's gonna yell at me because I've replayed this a couple of times. I'm gonna make sure to actually read this because I'm gonna forget the instructions if I don't. L button, okay. I mean, I'll try it. I don't want to do it a ton because I feel like that'll be a little excessive. To this day, I also feel like one of my gripes about the game is that some of the loading screens just take way too long. Like, when you actually measure them, they're not that long, but what I mean, I guess, is that I feel like they're longer than they really need to be. What did the other poll say? Because the one about the jobs, I did 2 of them. Okay, so for the first one, at the Roost had one, but the second one, the Roost and the hotel one. You know, it's okay that she's forcing me to take a break anyways, because I do need to wrap it up. So that's okay, because it was good timing. I hate the load-in screens when you go to other people's islands, like when other people are coming in. For me, like, Right now, for example, you see how it's like a mostly black screen with the palm tree in the corner? I still feel like it shouldn't be just a black screen. There should be some kind of like fun picture slideshow of some sort that's Animal Crossing themed. By the way, if you've not already, please be sure to like the live stream. Liking the stream is completely free and it's a super easy way to support me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I want to go say hi to Portia before I wrap it up. I haven't said hi to her yet. Oh, I have to remember to turn off the lo-fi whenever I go to the end screen. I'm so excited that I found her. I'm not over that either because it's hard to find specific dog and cat villagers, and I wasn't even looking for her. She just popped up at the very tail end of my live stream. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go to just chatting. I don't think I'm gonna do a raid today. I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn off the lo-fi. Okay, and then close out of Spotify so I don't forget to turn it off. All right, thank you so much everybody for coming to my live stream. I really appreciate your support. Thank you for watching, whether you lurked or chatted. I love and appreciate all of you. Here is my schedule in chat if you need it. I can't speak today apparently. There is the Discord link. Thank you so much for coming to my stream. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Time for another live stream. Bye, everybody!